Every weekend now, the Hong Kong riot police and special tactical squads spoil the party. And these days, it's guaranteed to end in tears, with volleys of CS gas. There'd been sporadic clashes during the early evening, but today felt particularly edgy because the protest in Yuen Long had been declared illegal on safety grounds. This rural town, an hour north of Hong Kong City, was where suspected triad gangsters had attacked commuters and demonstrators heading home at the local station. By 8 p.m, the protesters had been kettled at the station. Some hurled bricks and bottles towards the police, who tore down their makeshift barricades.
OK, this looks like the end of a long standoff. The riot police are moving down to confront the thousands of protesters down below here, next to the station where that violent attack happened last weekend. This is by far the most brazen act of protest so far in this long, hot summer of discontent. And bear in mind, this is happening just a stone's throw from the Chinese border.
The police have been under fire themselves. Hong Kongers incensed by their failure to stop last Sunday's Yuen Long attack. Accusations of police collusion with the triad strenuously denied. 10 p.m. and die-hard activists, now trapped on the station platform, were aiming fire hoses down the escalators at police. This is the shocking violence that triggered today's protest, meted out by masked men wearing white. 45 people ended up in hospital. Today, Hong Kong's men and women in black were out in force, defiant in the face of a threat from China just this week that the People's Liberation Army could be deployed to defuse this situation.
We're probably touching Beijing's boundaries, but we're not afraid of that.
Are you really prepared to suffer the consequences of a crackdown by Beijing if it loses patience?
We're well aware of what happened in Tiananmen Square, and I believe a lot of people here are actually more than prepared for, in case of an invasion by the PLA. Obviously, we know what might that lead to, but if we die, Hong Kong will die with us. That's our stance. If we burn, Hong Kong burns with us.
Tens of thousands of pro-democracy protesters converged on Yuen Long in searing heat despite the ban. Their chanting denounced tyranny. Colourful epithets were directed at the local police chief. Free Hong Kong, they shouted. Reclaim Yuen Long from the triads.
Another slogan, well, more of a strategy really, is inspired by the best-known Hong Konger ever, the Kung Fu master, Bruce Lee. It's stunning in its simplicity. Be water. And by that it means be flexible, be formless. And these demonstrators have taken that to heart. Today the protest is up here in Yuen Long on the China border. Tomorrow it's downtown. Next week it's somewhere else.
It was then that riot police appeared in side streets. Eddie Chu, a local elected politician, began to taunt them.
I don't think it is an important issue whether it is authorized or not. Since even if it was an authorized demonstration, like we had so many times in June and July, police can still fire tear gas and rubber bullet to the people, so it doesn't make any difference.
A lone protester waved a colonial-era Hong Kong flag. Now Hong Kongers feel they're being inexorably colonised by China. Many people who'd come from all over Hong Kong found themselves trapped by lines of police. Tonight's police operation was relatively successful. The streets were cleared, trouble limited. Tomorrow it'll be déjà vu though, back in Hong Kong City, where once again a planned protest has been banned.